Hello, I hope you're well. Is photography dead? Will all these AI tools we keep seeing every few days keep evolving? And I mean, it's not like years, it's not months, it is days that some new tools appear and new applications of AI appear. But how this will affect photography? And is photography actually going to die? Or is it dead? Or I don't know. But this is actually not a question that's for first time asked on the history of photography. And as there is a progress in all this, like 150, how many years of or more of the photography, every time there is a step, there is the question. There is the people who go and ask what's going to happen with this. And I'll try to go through that. And in my opinion, photography is not dead, but I will give you the answer at the end. And just if I look down, I have some notes, so to organize my thoughts. Today we have like the modern debate, and this is because of the smartphones and social media. It's totally different from what was happening in the past. There is nobody who needs to develop the photos. There is nobody who needs to print the photos. The photos are not anymore something we can touch. So this everything happened on an instant, and we take a photo now with our mobile phone, and with our mobile phone, and it's just going and can be in the States. I'm in Greece and can be in the United States and Australia at the same time. When in the past we have to print, send, use different technologies. So everything is happening really fast. So and that's affecting the photography. And as we say, it's AI and automation, which we, I'm browsing in my Instagram and I'm start questioning every time I see like some models, female models, if it is real or not. And actually, a lot of them, you check the links, and they are not. And they have thousands of followers, and I don't know how many people understand that it's not real. And yeah, I'm also wondering what you think about these things. Do you agree with me? Do you don't agree? So let's go. As I said to you, let's go to the historical controversies and see what happened and when what people think as photography was evolving, and people were thinking like photography is changing. And the first one, it was the introduction of a daguerreotype, which was the first major controversy in the photography's history, where traditional artists featured a new medium. Imagine you are an artist on 1839 or before, or imagine even if you are a civilian and you want to have your portrait on your wall. You have to pay for it. It's not free. So, and I mean, no, I mean, but you have to pay a painter to make it. Also, the photographers were paid, sorry. But it's not an instant. So imagine if you are a painter who's living from that, and then you have somebody just click and take a photo and print a portrait on the wall. So that was the first time it happened. Then we have the Kodak. Oh, I remember. I was thinking something and I forgot. It's like when I was doing my undergraduate degree in photography. Maybe, I don't remember if I mentioned that before, but it was like it took me a few years to do that because I was doing it in parallel with other things. But I noticed this like controversies. Maybe I'm not saying the correct word. I'm not pronouncing the correct word, but all these conflicts, and I had to analyze essays for my course, and I noticed that throughout the history of photography there were those battles, and I tried to try to put all of them in one video because I find it exciting. So we have the Kodak box cameras in 1888, and this was like for first time it made photography accessible to the masses, and that then before we have like in the first we have like the invention of photography influenced the painters. Then 50 years later we have these boxes that anybody can take a photo, and so we have the professional photographers complaining about that, and you can have this box, take the photos and send it, and professionals will develop it. Then we are 1925. We have the Leica 1 or I revolutionized photography with portability. Traditional photographers worried about the reduced image quality. So You have the larger format, you drop to 35, people complaining again. Then we have the Polaroid in 1948. Instant photos introduced by Polaroid. The skepticism from professionals who value darkroom techniques. So there is no printing again. So people complaining. Then 1950s, 1960s, color versus black and white photography. The debate over the artistic value of color photography. And I think many people then thought that the black and white photography will die because of the development of the color photography. But we know that, like, I don't know, 70 years later or more, still black and white photography is alive. And also film photography is alive. Okay. And as we saw, like in other videos, also there are new cameras, new film cameras. And then we have like the digital photography versus film photography in the late 20th century. The shift from film to digital and the concerns of traditional photographers again. And then after the digital cameras, we have like the mobile phone. The mobile photography in the 21st century, which again, the rise of smartphones, cameras, and their impact on professional photographers, because now everybody can take photos. And not only everybody can take photos, actually, I think photojournalism is not as it used to be because everything is happening live. In most of the places, that whatever is happening, it's like there is somebody taking a video. But I mean, the quality of the images of those photographers has nothing to do with the quality of the images of phones. Okay, now the recent phones is changed, but I think there is something is missing, and it's not like we don't have like the newspapers that we read it, but I promised to you when I started this video that I will tell you why I think photography is not dead. And I mean, maybe it will die on the business level, but for me there is nothing. AI cannot replace my happiness. AI cannot replace me leaving my house to take photos. AI cannot replace the feeling of carrying this little beautiful thing and start discussions about this thing. The sounds, the smells. AI cannot replace all these things. Maybe I'm romantic or I don't know. And okay, we have like digital cameras, which is like it's totally different. The sounds are not the same. We're missing, but we can always return to the analog cameras. And I think that's, for me, that's the really important thing. That how it makes me feel. That I want to create. And I don't think any AI technology can replace that. I'm curious about your thoughts. If you agree or disagree with me, please leave a comment or like or subscribe in my channel. And I hope you enjoy it. And it's amazing, all these steps, all these controversies, and maybe you can feel it, like that. How can I say that there is? I mean, for me, I'm using like black and white photography. I'm using films. I'm using medium format films and 35 format films. I'm using different instant photography films. I'm using digital photography. I'm printing. Each of these things has its value, and nothing is of all these things can be done like in an AI tool. And I mean, even if the darkroom is not anymore the same, for me it's like magic when I see the image appear there. Okay, I wasn't planning to expand in the my last thoughts, but it's natural. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to see you again. Have fun. Bye.